Jasmine and Vince.
The Jasmine Show.
The JasVynce.
What's happening, y'all? We are so happy to be back. Welcome to a brand new episode of The JasVynce Show.
I'm Jazz.
And I'm Denise. I'm Vince. And we are extremely excited to be back for an episode of Married at First Sight. This is episode 10 of season 16. They're stretching us out. All right. The name of the episode is Love is Up in the Air, because it be up in the air sometimes. Some spouses confront deep questions and look inward, while other couples try to build love through shared adventures. After all the sailing, spa nights, and heart-to-hearts, not all the couples are seeing eye to eye. I wonder who these couples are that we could be describing. But thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking this video. Please let us know in the comments how you feeling about stuff. And make sure you hit that little belly ringy thing there too. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jazz, how are we feeling?
I'm speechless. You're doing a lot today.
It's a lot. We had to turn it up. I'm aware when my co-host, she's a hardworking woman. Sometimes she lacks energy, and I just have to make sure I pick up the slack. And I'm stumbling over my words,
Yeah,
but
I'm sure you are.
Speaking of women, because my woman is burning a hole in my eyes right now, I just want to say, happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Yes, in International Women's Month, and I just want to take the moment to honor my woman once again, my beautiful, beautiful bride.
You annoying.
I love my baby. What can I say? But let's get into these couples, baby. Did you want to say anything else?
Since you introduced yourself as Denise,
yes.
Can we talk about it?
If you have been watching other shows or our channel, again, thank you for hitting the little belly ringy thingy. We'd like to talk about some shows, and we're always looking for new shows to talk about. And Jazz loves Catfish. I enjoy Catfish.
I've seen every
Jazz
episode ever.
Loves Catfish, and
Yeah.
she has seen every single episode. Also seen every episode of Married at First Sight for the most part.
I have seen every episode of Married at First Sight.
So we got to talk about this last episode. It's too much.
Let me find the description.
It's too much. We'll jump in on at the end for that one. If y'all want to see some Catfish, us talk about it, please drop that in the comments as well. First couple I have is Nicole and Christopher to discuss. I think that they're doing well. I forgot to think about what I would rate them for this one, because it was some weird tension towards the end. But they had some massages. She shared that physical touch wasn't one of her.
He said physical touch was both of their number one love languages, and she was like, no, not really, but now it's becoming that.
Which is dope.
I thought it was weird to imagine we trying to relax and get a couple's massage, and production is asking us questions with a camera in our face. That's weird.
Yeah.
I hope at some point they left so they could actually enjoy their massage.
There's a lot of points in the show where I hope that production is gone. They be asking them questions like, do you love her yet? How does he feel about that?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
He doesn't want to talk about it. Does she ask him that a lot? He wants to make sure that
it's the right time, but he also said he didn't want to feel pressured, and he said when you say it, you can't take it back, so you have to really mean it.
It's very true. Does she ask him that a lot?
She does, but she tried to act like she's not asking. Oh, I'm not saying that, but if there was love,
but maybe one day you might be willing to, let me know. What did he say exactly? I just say that she still wants him to say I love you. That's what the point is. That, do you feel like it's as pressure? I feel like it's less pressuring than the last few times, but still the fact that we're having this conversation is kind of like.
I feel like you don't need to have that conversation that much. They're only 3 weeks in. You don't need to have that conversation.
Right.
You can go based on actions and the vibe for a little while.
And I mean, clearly they like each other a little bit, right? They're attracted to each other.
But she thick.
Yeah, she actually they had a cute moment for half a second where they were discussing each other's insecurities, and I still got some stuff to work on myself, and I was like, go ahead, Chris, talk about your, what I'm saying, men don't always get into what they necessarily
don't like about themselves.
Yeah, they don't get into that too much. So it's a very vulnerable moment, and then I can't remember if she said it first or if he said it first.
He said that he is not in his best shape.
Yeah.
And he wants to be sexy to her.
I think you look great. Like, I'm so attracted to you.
The way you look great the way you are.
Just perfect.
Well, speaking of that, I just wanted to let you know.
Go ahead. You say it. You say it.
That the production people had asked me how I felt about you. I said, wonderful smile. This, great personality. A little thicker than I'm used to, but I said it in a good way. I'm like,
now... Yeah.
I give him credit because he said it so that she wouldn't find out before. So the transparency, I give him credit for it. But that was a losing fight regardless. If he didn't tell her, he was wrong. And if he did tell her, he was wrong. And after Clint said what he said, he should have known. He read that all wrong.
So I feel like that video of him that they showed, that they inputted, was before Clint said what he said.
It was.
I would have to assume, right? I think it was on the honeymoon, but I think it was before Clint said what he said. That's just an assumption. Who knows? Either way, we don't comment on women's bodies.
We don't.
Especially not during Women's History Month.
Thank you.
On International Women's Day. But, emphasis on the but. I feel like he wasn't, everybody agrees he wasn't being like...
He wasn't being malicious.
He wasn't being malicious at all in that statement. And again, you could tell like they're asking the questions. So he's, I
don't see him ever saying that without somebody asking him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
he's just that nice of a guy.
How does she look? What is she, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had to bait him into that a little bit. I thought he was going to say something about her nose, honestly. But we don't comment on women's bodies. We don't.
Where you going with this?
I was not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. But the camera angle when they was showing them having that conversation, it wasn't like super flattering from the angle that I'm not going. Never mind.
You trash.
Never mind.
Trash, y'all.
Never mind. I'm out of here. I did think that was sweet. I'm just glad that homie ain't break out crying or nothing like that, like about his body or calling her thick. Like it just went very well with the moment. Jazz is texting. She don't even see what's going on. But yeah. Your body type is your body type, though. So,
She was like, I'm going to have some kids, and then what?
And then I'm going to be even thicker. What's up?
I was like, this is a valid point.
I'm also glad that she admitted that conversation was very uncomfortable for her. She's like, yo, get me out of here. Your body is your body. Like, what can I say? Can't change anything about it. Like, I'm like, bro... like bro.
Yeah, I was like, there's no good way
just stop this.
Her not cussing him out was good.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Absolutely.
But there's no good way to have this conversation. I give him all the credit for getting ahead of it before she watched it on TV afterwards, because then she would be actually mad.
Absolutely. Let us know how you feel about Nicole and Christopher. Anything else about them? They had a nice, cute time, and that kind of soured their night. But they're not the only night that got soured. Right? Next up, I have Gina and Clint, which I did want to say that she's being really cute this episode.
She's finally stopped being a jerk and, like, giving him a chance, because he's clearly trying to make it work.
A ginger hater?
You can't say that.
You
babe.
said that's what he's. You said called her a jerk. Was she being a jerk?
You be going too deep.
I'm sorry.
So I thought it was funny because Clint was talking to his mom.
Yes. Who
I think he was assuming would agree with him, which I love when moms don't agree with their sons. It's like one of my favorite things.
What are you talking about?
He was he was asking his mom, like, as a business owner, like, if she ever, like, just prioritized business and not her relationship. And she was like, oh, yeah, the first year of the business, that was the only thing that mattered. So I'm like, damn, like, she understands where Gina's coming from. And I think, like, Clint doesn't like that she works so much and prioritizes business. But we all know that, like, when you start your own business, that has to be the focus. That's probably not the time to get married. I'm just saying. Not to somebody you don't know.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say it's not the best time. No. But sometimes it gotta get done. This is Gina's first year in business.
Yeah, it seems like before she was doing it, but she owns her own.
She is
shop.
A new salon owner, so I completely understand now a little bit more why she's so like salon, because that's been her whole life.
Yeah. For
however long up until the point that she got married, and that's what she wants to continue to focus on. As an entrepreneur myself, I get it. She can't do nothing but talk about her business. I also thought it was dope that she brought Clint to the salon.
It seemed like he came to the salon.
Is that he just popped up? Just say, what y'all got going on?
Not just popped up. But
what y'all doing?
I felt like his friends was weird. I mean, not his friends. Her coworkers was being weird.
Is it possibly because she's the boss?
No, like,
and there's TV,
he said something about
TV cameras in
here.
He
said, "Oh, this is a bidet." He was talking about like the shampoo dish.
Yeah, I'm sure he was joking.
He was joking, and then she said, "Oh, you're messy," because people that
make
butt jokes are dirty is what the word she used.
She was trying to violate.
I'm like, are you trying to violate him?
But I don't know how Nashville girls talk, so
I don't know either. But I didn't like that. I thought that was a little disrespectful.
It seemed like light violation. But clearly, I haven't been in a salon recently, but there'd be characters in there. I'm assuming it's like.
You want me to take it to the salon?
I'm good. I'm assuming it's like the barbershop where you got your different characters, and that's just the character that she plays. That she got like, you feel me?
No, I don't feel you. Because you're trying to violate too.
I'm not trying to violate. I didn't know what was going on.
I thought it was cute that they actually went out on his boat and went sailing, even though there was no wind.
Can we talk about...
I felt like that was the first time that I saw her, like, asking, like, legitimate questions and, like, trying to get to who he is as a person. Because everything for me has been more about, like, what she likes and doing that activity and actually having fun doing it and being like, so when was the first time you sailed? Like, tell me about your, like, how it was growing up. Like, all those things are, like, important. And then what else they did? They did PBR.
Yeah, they had a nice little, like, all the spas and the sailing and stuff like that the description was talking. They did most of it.
Yeah.
Like, that was dope. It was the first time going to a bullfighting or bull racing.
Bull
riding, thank you. I thought that was pretty dope. That was really cool. I actually want to do that still, mainly against...
You're not bull riding.
I'm not Clint. I'm not like, oh, I could do that. There was a point in my life where I thought, but I wouldn't want to.
We're going to take you to the little place.
I just want to host. That's, you know me. That's what I'm showing up for. I did think the little box area that they had, because I'm sure everybody wasn't sitting at tables and stuff like that, and they was like directly over the bulls and stuff. I thought that was pretty dope. But back to the sailing. I did enjoy them having the sweet conversations and, you know, talking about, oh, okay, you want me to blow on it? I'll blow on it. In the meantime, let me continue to stall and talk about Clint and Gina. The way that they went about, as Jasmine figures this out, hold on, let me pan on to myself. The way that they went about trying to figure out, like, oh, how can I continue to, like, learn something about you? How can I learn about the boat? How can I, watch out for the boom and all that cute stuff. It was good. And the spinnaker.
That was a nice boat too.
Yeah.
I want to go on the boat.
So I don't know how much they've discussed it. Sorry for all the disorientation, y'all. Jazz's eye is good now. All right. My eye bothering me now.
You might tween.
We are. I was like newly kind of like, oh, Clint he's about that boat life. Like I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, he made it very clear that he was. He said family of sailors.
I feel like I remember that, but casually, it was nice seeing like the pictures and stuff and my man grew up in the water. Like that makes a lot more sense now, and I see why he was so yearning. I have friends that also yearn for their boats too, so I get it. I totally get it.
Who these friends with the boats?
I want a boat.
Who the friends with the boats?
Well, they live in Florida, so we don't, we're not.
What friends you got that live in Florida?
Oh my goodness. Now my coworkers. Sorry, my bad. She doesn't consider, if I hang out with people a lot, that means they're not friends.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, my coworkers.
Yeah, your coworkers. Boats. I'm like, you don't have no friends in Florida. What?
Not a friend in Florida, apparently.
That's a coworker. It's different.
Sure.
If y'all don't hang out, if I couldn't automatically think
they
of
live
who
in
they
Florida.
was.
I'm not hanging. Anywho, the Spinnaker and the smooth waters and to get out of this, right? He was doing a lot of like sailor terms and stuff like that. But I just really enjoyed it, and Gina enjoyed it too, and that's what was important. I wanted to say something. I don't know. We don't have to talk about it because he didn't really go into detail about the whole miscarriage thing.
I think it was just him basically being open and like trying to be transparent and
a lot of vulnerability.
Connect. I feel like Gina. Who is Gina? Gina has interestingly new energy. Like she just seems like she's trying to be more open and actually trying.
Being super cute. Like
you said, she got the gator mouth. Now she cute.
No,
which one is it?
I'm not talking about her appearance. She still got a big mouth. I just hope we don't comment on women's bodies, but I just think that she's like warming up. She's almost looking like Kirsten.
Yeah.
Kirsten. She's just, when she was in the shop, it was just like, oh, look at her being all giddy and stuff. Like, go ahead.
But on after party, they haven't kissed since the honeymoon.
Which is also interesting and a little disappointing.
That's a problem.
That's very disappointing, actually. Like
they've been married for 3 weeks.
That's crazy. Y'all been in the house together, the dog and stuff like that.
They sleep in separate bedrooms.
The dog probably got more kisses than anybody.
That's true.
It's crazy. Anything else about Gina and Clint, Jasmine?
Nope, that's it.
Let us move on to another couple called Jasmine and Eris. What does he do for a living? I keep forgetting that.
Software or something.
Some techie. My man went from COVID to washing dogs in a matter of how many days?
He got the vid. Yeah, Vince was like, "Ain't you supposed to? Don't you have COVID for 2 weeks?"
This is day 25 of marriage when they were washing the dogs, right? So
just to be clear, which the CDC now made it only 5 days.
I know there might have been a unupdated version of COVID that he could have had because they got the new.
He had the watered down version where it goes faster. Maybe I don't know.
Also, where did he get it from? Was it from the honey? The honeymoon, the housewarming party? Like, did he pass it to other people? I had a lot of questions just because I had.
Who
COVID
are
one
you?
Time. Yeah, I'm the
World Health Organization.
You know what I'm saying? Who, baby? Who? I'm literally like trying to avoid the vid left and right. So if I even see somebody on TV that got it, I'm like, I got questions. That's
Okay.
That's it for me. But yeah, so I was curious about where the COVID came from and also how he got over it so quickly, rubbing down the dogs. He's never watched a dog before. Neither have I. So whatever. Important part of this episode, they got into a very awkward sex conversation.
This man is shallow. That's all I'm getting. Like,
for some reason, he don't want to talk.
Every time they be like, let's get deep. It starts off like, oh yeah, so tell me about your past relationships. Was you busting it open? Everything always goes to was you busting it open.
I wonder if he's drinking in these conversations because he'd be so relaxed and like laughing it off. I'm like, bruh, orgies? Like she was not enjoying another one. She was not enjoying this conversation at all.
Hold on. Wow. We gotta go back because remember we declared after Olajuwon. We don't play Never Have I Ever on this show.
Oh, no. Big JasVynce rule. Big JasVynce show rule. Never Have I Ever.
It's a game of life.
I wish I had the old clip that we said. It never goes right on this show. Don't do it. And not only did Never Have I Ever not go right, I don't think you were playing right, Eris. I feel like Never Have I Ever is supposed to be a game where you say stuff that you have never... Like, that's the point. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's true.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Because you want to get the other person drunk.
I can't play spades. I'm not that great at Uno. I feel like that's a very easy game. Never have I ever.
You can't play Uno.
The idea is to get the other person to put fingers down.
Yeah.
And drink.
Yeah.
He was like, I did this, you did this. That's pretty much what he was doing.
He was basically saying she was boring because she hasn't had one night stands.
And then continued to rub it in her face too. Like,
and I'm just like, I'm not gonna say that women that have done all of that can't be wives, but I'm just like, as a woman, like, do you want a woman that's super proud about all that stuff? I don't know.
Or man.
I think that I identify more with Jasmine because I'm not going to say I'm modest, but if there was that type of situation, like, Vince don't want to hear about you having sex with nobody else.
No.
So I think that he's not thinking like, you don't want to, I don't feel like he would want to hear her having sex with mad people.
Yeah. And never been in love.
He's giving 21 is the issue. It's giving 21.
There's a reason.
Can you do something for me?
There's a reason.
21.
And do you feel like his cousin that be beefing with her, do you think she's like enabling him a little bit?
I don't know.
Or has in the past?
Something up. I don't know what it is, but I just don't see any depth with him. Like, the most depth I've seen is like him talking about like how his losing his father has like affected him, and like that's deep. But like, your wife needs to know more than like how you want to have sex or how many people you've had sex with.
Orgies.
And we don't want to know it. I feel like we don't really, like, we might want to know like, oh, my husband been around, but we don't want to know like all of those details. He's giving too much detail.
Orgies. Plural.
Thank you, Vince.
Anywho, yeah, that was another moment where, forgive me here during International Women's Day, but a man was being vulnerable. He was letting himself, he was saying what he needed to say, sharing, and the woman was uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what to say. It's a weird trend this episode. Moving along. Anything else?
Is that how you read that situation?
No, I'm joking.
Okay, babe.
But that is a trend.
Let's go to Dominique and McKinley.
Really. Oh, let's talk about
they over. We don't need to talk about them. This whole episode, I was like, we missing somebody.
Yeah, that's another reason why I felt like it was going quickly. My man Mac, he like, yo, I'm out of here, man. Me and my ugly shirts. Like, she don't care. She don't care at all. She going too, right? Kirsten, and Shaquille. I loved them this episode until let's get into it.
All right.
For Kirsten and Shaquille, the question, ever been in love, came up. And I also feel like that's...
You just like a man. You done skipped the major part of the beginning.
My bad. Go ahead.
She was talking to her friend Elena or something like that on FaceTime. And she was talking about, I think her name was Elena, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Something like that. But she was basically talking about how his time is stretched pretty thin.
Yes.
And he is helping with like a lot of stuff in the school at super late. And she was saying like that her friend was saying like she needs to be direct about her needing quality time, especially because this is a short process.
Yes. In
order to like fall in love or want to stay married.
Right.
And I think that this is another example of where I'm talking about like people get married and they don't have the time for another person. Like, I like Shaquille and I think he's a good match for her, but he has to what is the word? He has to prioritize the time that he has with her because you only got 8 weeks. We know he want to be with her.
Right.
So like there shouldn't be any issue with that. And then that's kind of why about she playing the spa night thing.
So cute.
I thought it was super cute, but he got frustrated.
She stole my idea though. That was mine.
Oh, okay. He got frustrated because he's like, let's get deep or whatever. Like, tell me something about you. And she's just like, well, I'm quiet sometimes. And he's like, I know that already. Like, give me something.
Did she ask the question first?
She did.
The blindfolds and stuff, that was her idea?
Yes.
So what did she ask him first?
Tell me something about you that I don't know. He said, I have insecurities.
And then he began to spill out my bald head, my scar, my life, this, pouring out my heart. You do the same, please.
But I understand where I'm just
trying to, take it from both sides. But you
also got to realize that he's not prioritizing giving her the amount of quality time she needs in order to fully warm up.
I understand
that. He want her to just be like, oh, I'm open. I'm telling you everything. But it takes, like, you can tell that's her personality. It takes a while. It takes a while for me to do that.
I get that. My thing is something that I do appreciate about you. Reciprocation.
Yes.
You planned all this. This is supposed to be an intimate moment. I shared something deep with you. Maybe she didn't expect him to get that deep. It takes a lot. Dramatic pause for a reason. It takes a lot for men to be vulnerable. I'm a very vulnerable person. People give me credit for that all the time. And even you could think that I could be even more, probably. Yeah. It takes a lot for men to be vulnerable. He shared some things with her already. Like, even if, come on, man, talk about going bald. Like, it takes a lot to, like, even think these feelings out loud. I'm sorry. I gotta,
okay, but I feel like you're discounting the fact
I'm not. I didn't get there yet.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, yes, he wants her to be more open and all these things, right? But her even setting up the spot, she's being open in the way that she's showing initiative that she wants to be closer.
Very dope. Yes.
And yes, she may not be able to verbalize it off bat, but her actions and how she's showing up is showing that that's what she wants. He had his mentees over there to their house.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Like you met my whole life.
But that's what
You've literally met my whole life at this point.
She's meeting him halfway, just not in the exact same way. That's what I'm saying. Her being supportive.
I would agree. But a big part of marriage is communication. Obviously, she wasn't able to communicate herself in that moment. But he's like, yo, like, I really appreciate this. Like, I just gave you, like, my deepest, darkest secrets. Like, what 4th grade teacher did you like? Like, something. And she froze completely.
Miss Lou was my 4th grade teacher.
Look at that.
She was great.
Mine was Miss Houston.
She taught me about Chinese New Year and the different, is it the year of the frog year?
Miss Houston was my social studies teacher. So, anyway, yeah, I was just like, yo, she has nothing. Like, and I could tell, like, even though her eyes wasn't showing, she was blindfolded, I could see, like,
her face was like,
I could see her, like, reaching into the abyss for, like, I don't know. What do I tell? What? I don't know. Like, so I couldn't tell if it was a combination of her literally not knowing what to say or her not wanting to open up. I think he immediately took it as her not wanting to open up and, like, continued to drill on that.
He went in on her.
Continued to drill on that.
This wall is up. It's high. What? It needs to come down. I'm just like, setting this up. Her setting this up is showing you that she wants the wall to come down, but you can't force the wall. What was it?
It's the Great Wall of China up in this piece. Like, I can't get over this.
Is it Jericho? They marched around.
The Wall of Jericho.
They marched around for days. That's all I'm saying.
He was going off. And especially being blindfolded, I feel like that was a very hard moment. That was a very hard moment for her. And she was just like, bruh, like, I just wanted to feel your head a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get intimate. But
I just feel like he missed the mark on that in that moment. And, like, Keisha talking on after party, I feel like there was a black woman thing that happened.
It was beautiful.
It was like, I genuinely think that subconsciously she has a fear of opening up.
Yes.
But she is not, like, intentionally like, oh, I'm not opening up to this man. She wants to, but she doesn't know how to because she hasn't done it.
Is that what you read from that?
That's what I read from that moment.
That moment?
Yes.
That's beautiful. I feel like...
And I understand it firsthand.
So hey, I hear you. I also was trying to figure out, because I think you had said there's a couple points during the after party. Like, Keisha could have asked her more about that. Like, she was like, no, we're going to talk about it. Like, she even she prefaced it like...
She said, can we talk about this? And she was like, well, it's my show. We talking about it. It was very big. I can't wait till you do that.
And then, you read that? Isn't that great? And they didn't talk about it. So
they did talk about it.
They touched.
They had a black woman conversation without all the words.
There you go.
That's what you don't understand.
Oh, that was what the fact that they didn't. That's what it was. The fact that they didn't talk about it.
Keisha got up and said,
and that was beautiful.
She said, "You are enough." Like, I understood what was happening. I know y'all didn't understand what was happening. I'm sure some of y'all out there understood.
I caught the black woman moment, but I'm not a black woman,
but
so
Vince wasn't getting it. He was like, "What?" Wow.
I understood 2 out of 3 levels of the black woman conversation. There was a third level that I was missing, and I was like, "But we didn't talk about it." And I was like, "No, that was it.
Yeah, we did.
That was it." So yeah, I guess again we're just comfortable with not opening up because we have certain traumas or issues or just communication that we have to work on, and so be it. And now you're making me not want to talk about catfish now because
we talking about catfish
today. Dang. Anything else about Kirsten? I did have again the fact that he turned down that job was something that was huge. I would say I feel like he casually mentioned it like for the first time in front of her.
He mentioned it to his mentees in front of her instead of telling her before. And that was weird. Because she said on the after party, I didn't like that he never had the conversation with me. He just made the decision.
I missed that
so
part,
we didn't make the decision together. But I feel like that would have been the decision that you wanted him to make. So he was like, I'm not even going to consider this or bring this to you. But I understand both sides. But I think that his intent was right. You got to go based on his intent. Y'all don't know each other like that.
I give him mad credit on the intent, but I feel like
you would never turn down a job in another place without talking to me before. You wouldn't do it.
I have, but I've for the most part, like it would have to be something I would want to do, something that is a great career opportunity. Said it was going to take him on, continue to rise his trajectory and whatnot, but he has to take care of his wife and he wants to consider her, which is dope. But for the most part, now that we are a married couple, like every opportunity that comes my way, I'll let you know about, even if I don't want it. Like, oh, there's a 90-year-old's birthday party that somebody needs a host for in Arizona. Like, hey babe, look at this. Haha. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking that. They're not trying to pay me. I know. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. But I'm curious a little bit about the job, but I thought it was weird that he didn't discuss it with her. But so he discussed these plants though. My man is about that plant life.
He is. I wish he was about the plant life.
I also wish I had more of a green thumb. My dad likes plants, but it was like work for us.
He like for you to do the plants so he can look at them.
It was like chores for us. So I hated dealing with, like, I could plant something. I could keep it alive for a little bit if I pay enough attention to it.
Cuando?
So he's really enjoying the plants. I thought that she was like sick of it from the beginning.
She looked bored out of
She was
mind.
also sick of it at the end as well, because she was like, look, every plant I like, you don't like. And then she was like, oh, this one is what are you talking about? It was very funny. I really enjoyed that. Every plant that she didn't like, he loved.
Did we talk about everybody?
This one is different. This is like me. We didn't talk about Dominica McKinley, babe. Come on.
What are we gonna talk about?
Oh, yeah. I think that was it. That was everybody.
All right, let's get to these ratings so we can talk about this other thing.
Get into these ratings. Let's get into it, folks. Nicole and Christopher, and I didn't even get a chance to say this, but I didn't want to, break the fourth wall too much, but they cut off our power, y'all. Our power went out. I'm so I just realized, I was like, yo, I don't have the ratings from the last 2 weeks because we didn't get to.
They didn't cut off our power.
The power was out.
The whole neighborhood,
bad
zip
storms.
code.
Bad storms in LA. Bad storms.
What storm?
Well, the first one was a storm.
Vince wasn't here for that one. LA has been trash.
It's a struggle.
The rain makes people not have power, apparently.
We back.
Not snowstorms.
We back. It was nice and sunny today. I was told it's going to rain again on Friday, but we'll see.
Yes, that's what I heard.
But mint condition. Wait, was mint condition? It never rains in Southern California?
No, I'm pretty sure that was Tony.
My bad, Tony. And Tony. I'm so sorry. All the Tonys. Tony, just cuz. Okay, I'm sorry.
You don't all right? Know that.
Yeah. It's been raining. Let's get into Nicole and Christopher. We have been rating them around 6.57. I say they deserve a 7.5 at least this episode.
Sure, man.
At least. I was going to say 8, but that might have been. I was
going to say 7.
When they had the thick conversation, I was like, oh, Chris messed it up, man. He was just being honest. 7.5 for me this week. Jasmine agrees?
Sure.
Obviously, we do our ratings every week. Feel free to let us know how you feel in the comments. Let's talk about Gina and Clint. They received a 3.5 from us last week. They get
a 4.5 today.
I was going to say, that was one of the best scores that they've had is a 3.5. They've been trashed the whole time. 4.5 says Jazz. I feel like they deserve it because they've been cute. I don't know how much effort Clint is putting in. I feel like he's just being himself. I feel like he's kind of coasting. Gina has shown growth,
yeah. But I think Clint is putting in the effort, though, for real.
Yeah, I think he's been, since the comment that he made, I think he's been putting in effort. But I feel like he's not increasing effort. I feel like he's hovering around the same place. Like, I'm glad you're over that. Now let's try to have some fun together. Gina has.
I feel like the only reason that they live in the same place right now is because Clint was adamant about doing it. So I think he may not be doing more actions, but I think that his intent and him wanting to stick it out to see if it works is higher than hers.
I hear you on that. Yeah, Gina, she's been like cold shouldering him the whole time, and so it's nice to see her warming up. Jasmine and Eris.
They ain't gonna make it.
They were doing okay. We gave them like 5s and 6s. But this episode kind of made it seem like, and even the after party, they do a really good job at making it, who knows if they're still together or not. She seemed like she was over it.
I'm bored with them, and I'm tired of the same conversations over and over.
Let's get over it.
I can't believe they made this many episodes out of this content.
4 for them, possibly. Significantly lower. 5 because they're discussing things. 4 from Jasmine, 4 from Vince. Jasmine and Eris, I need to step it up. Communication all around. Kirsten and Shaquille have received 6s and 7s as well. Do they deserve to go high this episode for these conversations?
I think that they're doing pretty solid. I would give them like a 7 or a 6.5 maybe. I think they solid.
I think they're pretty solid.
I think their second solid is basically.
Second most solid.
Second solidest, like I said.
Second solidest.
They second solidest.
Second solidest.
All right. Well, that concludes our ratings for Married at First Sight. I just want to briefly talk about this episode.
No. We gotta get on. We gotta do another thing of catfish. We're not talking about catfish on this one. We're gonna make sure we're gonna get into it. But yeah, let's discuss catfish on another episode just because Jazz enjoys that. Let us know if there's any other shows that you guys want us to cover, and please look out for the catfish episode now because we got to now. Please kindly make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Always do that. Hit that little ringy bell thingy too, so you know when we're posting, because we gonna have power every single week. Every single time we're gonna have power. That is a brand new episode of the JasVynce Show.
Peace.
Jasmine and Vince.
The JasVynce Show.